can classify angles as acute, right, or obtuse in triangles, and I can determine the missing angle measures in a triangle using the fact that the sum of the interior angles of a triangle is 180. So let's go through triangles quickly. Before we do on your sheet, I want to go through congruent sides. Congruent angles meant the same measurement. Congruent sides mean the same thing. How you know a side is congruent is you will see little hash marks, like this is congruent to this side, or in this triangle, this is congruent to this side. So make sure you have that picture. As I go through this video right now, you are going to use your little vocabulary sheet and be filling in all of these kinds of triangles. So we know that triangles can be classified in two ways, by their angles and their sides. So first, the scalene. Scalenes have no sides the same length. They're all three different sides. Isosceles has two sides that are the same length. How you would know it is you would see two hash marks that look like that. Equilateral, all sides are the same, so you would find this. You would know all three are the same length. Now let's look at the angles. An acute triangle has three angles, so this angle, and this angle are all less than 90 degrees. This one looks like it could be 90, but because it doesn't have the box, it's not. It's an acute triangle. Here's your right triangle, and it has a box in it, so right triangles would have one right angle. Once it has one, it doesn't matter what the other angles are. Obtuse, here it is. One angle is bigger than 90 degrees. Make sure you've drawn pictures for each one of your triangles. So now let's go back to our notebook. I want you to number it 1 through 3. All right, see if you can name this triangle. Triangles would have two names. First by their angles, so in this case it would be right, and then by their sides. So there's none that have the same length. So this would be a right scalene. There it is. So this one, you look at their angles. All of the angles are less than 90. And it has two sides the same. So this would be an acute isosceles. Last one. This has one big, huge, so that's obtuse. No sides are the same, so it's obtuse scalene. I also want you to add to your vocabulary sheet. By the sides are these three, how we name them, and these three by the angles. The angle name usually comes first, and then the sides. All right, back in your notebook, I need you to write all triangle angles equal 180 degrees. So if we wanted to find the missing angle here, we would have to take 32 plus 42, and we would get 74. Then we'd have to take 180 minus the 74. So we did that, we would have 180 minus the 74. Would give me 106 degrees. So this angle right here would be 106 degrees. So to name this triangle, it's bigger than 90, so that would be obtuse. None of the sides are the same. How I know they're not the same is to have the same side, they would have to have the same angles. So if this was 32 and this was 32, then it would be an isosceles, but in this case, it's a scalene. So let's go back, I want to quickly show you something. If this is 32, that would mean the side opposite. Let's just change this for a second here to 32, hypothetically. Then this angle would have this side, they go together, would be the same, and this side would go with this angle. If your angles are the same, the sides are the same. The angles are different, the sides are different. So let's do this one. So in this case, we know it has to equal 180. You could think of this in algebra too if this was x. X plus 90 plus 37 would have to equal 180 degrees. So x plus, add them together, combine your like terms, 127 would equal 180. You have a one-step equation. Minus 127 on each side. Your missing one would be 43 degrees. So you can do it with arithmetic or you can use algebra. None of the angles are the same, so none of the sides are the same. So this is a right scalene. All right, so now what do you notice here? Means we have two sides that are the same. So that means this angle's x, the one I always like think of it an arrow, the one right across, this would be x. So in this case, we're probably going to have to use our algebra knowledge. So we have x plus 106 equals 180. Combine like terms, we have two x's plus 106 equals 180. You have your two-step equation. Minus 106 minus 106, 2x equals 74 degrees. Divide by 2, x would be 37 degrees. So that means this one's 37 and this one's 37 degrees. You solve this one, stop the video now, come back when you're done. All right, so again, I have an x here and an x here because opposites would go together. It's an isosceles triangle. They're all the same. They're all going to be less than 90, so it's acute isosceles. But again, we'd have x plus 42 would equal 180. 2x plus 42 would equal 180. Minus 42, using your algebra knowledge, is 38 equals 2x. Divide by 2, I'm sorry, 138. Divide by 2, goes in there 69 times. So this is 69 degrees and this is 69 degrees. I could check by adding them up. If I'd rather just use math, arithmetic, I could have went 140 minus the 42, which again, it would give me 138. And then knowing I have two angles the same, I could just take 138 divide by 2. I'm going to get the same answer. I'd like you to try to use your knowledge of algebra. You can get started on your worksheet.